Live. Oh, I'm live. 4 seconds in. Right. All right. Bear with me. Can you hear me well? Who's in here? 2 people. This is going to be weird for me for a second because I have no clue what I'm doing or even what to click. Ding, ding, ding. I mainly want to know if you could hear me. Okay, good. Because I'm outside and the AC unit's going, so I got my new microphone here. Oh, look, Chastity Bickley has joined. That's so nice. You could be out here with me, babe. I'm going to try to look at the camera too. I'm going to do my best. I'm super nervous. But all right, so we're just going to start. I'm not going to be like, hey, let's wait for everybody to show up because I don't even know who's going to show up. But Lexington County, all right, cool. Local people. But yeah, so well, welcome to my live stream, my first live. I'm like I said, I'm super nervous. Hawaii, wow, that's pretty cool. That makes me feel really nice. Growing to live is in Hawaii. Hello, Hollow Acres Homestead. How you doing? Steady is the one in Lexington. That's cool. So yeah, like I said, I'm super nervous. I don't even know what to talk about. I did put on Instagram the picture, and I did just get a bunch of comments with some pretty good talking comment. Yeah, talking points. Oh, that's great. Thank you, Growing Life, for enjoying my channel. Ooh, I'm gonna butcher that name. Joe Wade, Joe Nasir, Hemet, California. That's pretty neat. That's I didn't realize how I'm actually many different people watch my channels. I mean, I get views from people, of course, but I don't know. I guess it doesn't really hit you until you start really finding out. We got Stella from York. I've been out there. It's a great place. So, well, I guess I'm just gonna introduce myself. I mean, you all know who I am. That's why you're here. That's gonna be a problem too because for me to read and try to keep up. I might have to pause. But steady, you have lots of basil seeds and varieties. Yeah, absolutely, sure. I did just go and get my basil seeds from Will out at Roots and Refuge, and so I'm ready to get those started and planted because that basil tea that they had, delicious, and I can't wait to make my own. It's also got different benefits to it for oral health. So definitely with the kids being young and their little young teeth, they let them drink it and help out and stuff. But yeah, so if you just stumbled across this live, wait, I don't know. Okay, computer. Like I said, I'm outside. I'm on my happy porch, and this is just my new little sanctuary. I love it. I hear it. It's a nice evening too. It's I don't even know what temperature it would be right now when you look at the phone. It says it's 85 degrees, but it's pretty cool with a nice little breeze going. We just got back from Zoe's softball practice, and she's doing great. First time playing softball. She did t-ball when she was younger, but so I don't know if 5 o'clock is gonna be like a live time. I kind of feel like it was not that great of a time, just because um, I mean it's like dinner time, and I didn't get anything out, and I'm not cooking. I know in the video. I don't know if you watched the video, but when I was in the video, I said I was like going to see what I could be cooking and do live with y'all. But with this being my first one, I first did it with my phone, and yeah, I got super nervous, and so I set up my camera, my computer, and doing it this way, and I don't know, kind of feel like I look like a cool YouTuber, talking with my headphones and my cool microphone. But it is kind of weird talking to myself. But hello from Kansas, Double GNL Farms, awesome, cool Kansas. Yeah, that Kaylee Tucker, that basil tea was super neat. It was delicious too. I mean, for real, y'all need to try it. Another cool tea, and I did a video about it like when I first started is pine needle tea. That's great for if you're not feeling the greatest either. Super, a lot of antioxidants and vitamin C and stuff like that. Kick a cold really quick, and it's delicious. It's got a great taste to it. Kind of tastes like the way um, pine saw smells. I'm just kidding. That's not true at all. So let me get to these couple of these questions. So the first one on my Instagram was yeah, definitely. So how do you deal with animals that don't work out as expected? And this person said they have two goats. They're really great, and they're trying to move them inside the woods using um, netting, fence netting and stuff like that. And said that she gets really discouraged because she gets caught on briars and things like that. And so she's like, "Well, why do I have these goats?" Honestly, and this is Stella Ball. Um, if she is that, if you're in here, say hello. But so honestly, right now it's kind of the same in the same situation with our goats. Like we got them because we wanted to milk them. But I don't have a stanchion built. I don't have like an area to do it. Keep getting caught up in. Oh, yeah, that is Stella. Cool. Awesome, Stella. Well, I'm glad I'm answering your questions because you have a lot of questions. I appreciate you giving me a good variety of things to talk about because that's going to help out. But yeah, so we are goats. We wanted to milk and do soaps and drink the milk because I am lactose intolerant. I've tried drinking the raw milk that we get from Jess, and it still just tears me up. I can drink the cream in my coffee, and I do every morning, and it doesn't bother me. But if I drink like a glass of milk, even if it's like a little bit, it still tears me up. So we wanted the goat's milk, but we have yet to breed them or milk them. And so it's like, what are they doing? Well, honestly, I don't know how your setup is, but my setup is the goats are in the pen with the chickens, and the chicken coop where I put the chickens up at night is in the middle of the goat pen per se. Um, and what's great about goats is they are like they'll keep snakes away. I've told Lisa and Charlie this multiple times because she keeps just my wife. You can see the chats. Chassie said they're my babies. That's why we have them. They're our babies because they're the best things ever. But they do serve other benefits and stuff. And so I have them right now in the chicken pen because they also keep away snakes. So I've had zero snakes in. Oh, and that's not true. I've had one snake, and there was this actually. I guess it doesn't count because it was before the goats, and I was cutting grass in there, uh, and the snake fell on me. And I actually have like snakes. I'm not scared of snakes, but things keep happening where they want to attack me, but not in like a vicious way. It's just we just happen to come across each other, and then something happens. So in this instance, I was cutting grass inside of the pen, and the snake fell out of a tree and got. It just scared me very much. I screamed, definitely. So that we do that. When it comes to like I mean, yeah, that's really so. I don't have any suggestions on like what you should do. I don't know what your plans are for your homestead and stuff. If you could put a pen around your chickens, if you have chickens, do that because it keeps the snakes away. I told Charlie and Lisa this multiple times because apparently they've had like 7 to 18 snakes so far this year. And I'm like, dude, you just need to your extend your goat pen around your chicken coop, and then that'll stop. Um, let's see, y'all are talking on there. We have a YouTube, Double GNL Farms. We have a YouTube channel too, and are about the same size as you. We have never done a live. Way to go! Hey, do it, do it, do it, because I'm doing it, and I feel silly because I mean it's weird talking. Like it's easy to talk to a camera because then I can edit. I don't know if you can hear Wade. He's outside too. It's easy to edit out my ums. I'm going to a lot, so you're going to really see me. I'm not so much so different off of camera than I am on camera. I'm still pretty goofy and according to some people. You know, Jill and Nathan, I'm hilarious. You know, but Reagan, Jill, Nathan, Reagan, Willow, uh, Whispering Willow Farms. Jeez, how did I forget that? but yeah, so it's pretty much just me. Other than I say a lot of ums because I gotta think and read at the same time. See, usually if there's two people, Chastity, if you would be out here with me, um, somebody else could be talking while I'm trying to read the comments and speak to y'all. So steady, same here. My goats were jumping out of the pen and dancing on our neighbors' vehicles. I love them so much, and they much, but they ran me. Well, when I was younger, this is a funny story. When I was younger, I grew up with goats. I'm pretty sure I would discuss this, but I live in my great grandmother's old house. We inherited it and remodeled it. I live next door to my parents, which is a house that I grew up in. And so I grew up with goats. We had an emu once, chickens, all the good stuff. And so um, we had a goat named Sporty, and he was our buck, and he had huge horns. And my uncle is like deathly scared of him. Was deathly scared of him. He's no longer with us. But no, not my uncle. God bless. See, okay, Sporty is no longer with us. My uncle is still with us. My uncle was scared of Sporty. Sporty got out one time and had my uncle on his truck, on top of his truck. My uncle was on top of his truck with a golf club, it's like screaming for help. And I don't remember this. Is just a story that my dad told me. I'm pretty sure I was super young, but yeah. So it's just funny. Goats are great. I can definitely see that I need to get our new fence set up because they're starting to wear down my the welded wire fence that we have on there by rubbing on it. And yeah, so babies and many of these fell out of a tree. Yes, it did fall out of a tree. That's the snake, Kaylee. Yes, and then there was this other time where I was cutting grass at Roots Refuge. I told the story, I believe it was one of our many takes whenever Charlie and I were doing our our podcast. And I was cutting grass whenever Jeremiah and Jess first moved out here. I was cutting the grass out there, and it was super tall. And I had long pants on and boots, and I was on my riding lawnmower in this super tall grass. And all of a sudden, this snake flew up my pants. Yeah. And so I got out them drawers quick. Luckily, nobody was around, but yeah, it just flew up my pants, and it took off. So yeah, Herbert Fries, hi from DC. Hey, let me see. And there was another time too where I was weed eating on their bank, and the basilisk. If you've watched Harry Potter, you know what basilisk is, the big snake. It came and looked me in the eyeballs because of where I was standing. It was on the bank, and it was like staring me down, and it took off. It was, yeah. So weird instances where the snakes come after me, but never really they don't want to hurt me. They just want to let me know that they're around. um, let's see. Where? Yep. Did Sporty jump on your uncle's truck with him? No. He didn't because of the because I guess because of he had the golf club. He might have tapped him on the horns. Sporty was different. He wasn't like an aggressive buck. He was raised on the back porch with dogs. So he literally thought he was a dog. And he was a great companion to us as children because we would go out there and we would grab his horns and wrestle him. And it was just a good time. he was a great dude. He scared us a couple of times because when it's that time of the month and you're around his does, he could be scary sometimes, but he wasn't like a bad dude. He did get out often. Hey Wade, you gonna say hello to the fans? There's 15 people on here now. They want to see your beautiful eyeballs. Come here. Can you say hey? See, that's us, and then these are the people talking to us. Can you say hey? Talking to. Hey guys. Hey. All right. What you need?
So these are the people who are talking?
Yeah, see? Stella just said we have a little barn that we put them in at night because the coyotes are so bad here, and they used that to brush up against. So, Stella, well, do you have any livestock guardian dogs? Because again, like I don't know, we just haven't had that big issue. Like we had the biggest issue we've had. We have coyotes around here, but I have really barely seen them, just because like where we live. But Oak does a really Oak and Honey, but Oak mainly because he was the first one we had did a great job of keeping things away. When we had our ducks, he did a lot better job keeping things away because like the ducks would always be looking up into the sky for like hawks and stuff, and then they would let him know, and then he would start barking. Uh, just the other day, actually, we had a hawk swoop down, and I ran out there like a crazy person because he's gonna get Loki. Just being out there. So livestock guardian dog is a good thing to have if you can. I don't know, except I don't know your situation, but it's pretty. It's nice to have them around, and they need more room. That's why we're gonna do the more fence and stuff. Double double G and L farms. We have llama, nice to help protect with protection. That's pretty cool. Okay, Hollow Acres Homestead. I have a question for you. Whose idea was it to start homesteading, yours or Chastity's? And what made y'all want to grow your own food and raise animals? That is a great question. So, technically, it was Chastity's idea. So, when we first got together, we lived out in Batesburg, and she wanted chickens. And of course, like I said, we both grew up around animals. We both had animals and stuff. So it was always something we did. We always had chickens. We never raised our own food until we started homesteading like on here. And so, like I said, in retrospect, it was her idea, but it was really like a mutual thing. And what made us decide to really hunker down and do it, it's just like we are huge advocates for like trying to be as natural as possible, and like what goes into our food and things like that. I didn't start deer hunting until I was with Chastity as well. So I've only been doing it now for 12 years, and that's always something that we've eaten as well. Now growing up, my dad did a lot of did processing for people, and so that's how I learned. And so I've always eaten deer meat, and just like knowing what goes into our food and stuff like that, it's been a big priority for us lately, especially through the whole pandemic and things like that. So I don't want to, it's you know, I, and it's not, it's fun. I don't know. That sounds weird to say it's fun, but like just knowing and doing it ourselves gives you a great accomplishment. Like when we did our first meat birds, it was intense. I mean, I went out to Roots of Refuge and did a little class with them, and of course I've watched and stuff. And I had Wes here, which was a huge help. But it was just like it's awesome every time I go to the freezer. Which we actually need to do some more birds because we're pretty much out. And but like knowing that when we get the stuff out of the freezer, like we did it, like we raised it, we know what they ate. We had a great life. And I know that's also a controversial thing with like, oh, you killed them, you put so much effort into them, and then you killed them. Well, yeah, because I know it's like Justin Rhodes says, they have a lifetime of good moments and then one bad moment. Like I know they had a great life. They had fresh grass and food and water and lived it up. But there is a with having young kids too, it's like there's a little bit of a disconnect there because whenever we got the meat birds, I told them, I was like, listen, these are my birds, but just because kids, they're gonna get attached to them. Like it's hard whenever we lose an animal and stuff like that. So they understood and they helped us do the chicken butchering and stuff. So it was they understand, but I don't want them getting attached to it. Just like last night, I got my first deer of the season last night, and they were up there helping me, skin it and quarter it up, and so interested to learn and see all the stuff. And we homeschool, so that's anatomy. That's anatomy right there to let them know how the body works. But yeah, so and then of course I've always wanted to do YouTube, and I never really knew like what I was. I wanted to be like a YouTube influencer where it was like day in the life stuff. I was doing some working out, and I always watched like guys doing their daily routines. But yeah, that as a 30-year-old. That doesn't work too well when you have a family and stuff. So this gave me a good opportunity to finally do my little dream of having a YouTube channel, and it's been fun. And I've been enjoying it and stuff, and love watching it grow. And I just like sharing myself, honestly. But yeah, so I hope that answers the question. I think I went on a little bit of a rant. Stella, regarding something. Yeah, no, I understand having a bunch of stuff on your plate. I can definitely understand that, because that's one reason why we've slowed down the way we have, because it seems like, I don't know. I guess it's weird, because during the whole shutdown stuff, it was like easy to do things, but then it's like once everything opened up, you have like more things that you want to do or that you are doing. So I don't know. Um. Oh, hey, Legacy Home and Garden. Thanks for being here. How long have you been YouTubing? Double Gino Farms. I have been doing YouTube now for a little over a year. Um, and I can honestly say that with I'm a lot further than I would be with if I wouldn't have had the help of Jess and Jeremiah. It was a blessing to be able to meet them and stuff, and for them to move here. I never I did oh gosh. I When I found out they're moving here, I messaged them and wanted to help, and it was never about being on camera or growing anything. Chastity even asked me one time when I was going out there, "Are you going to take your camera?" I was like, "No, it's not about that. I was like, I just want to help them," and we've become really good friends, and that has been a blessing, because she has mentored me many times on stuff, and it's great. So yeah, only a year, but to add on to that, Steady, do you see yourself being a full-time YouTuber eventually, and is it profitable? I mean, yeah, I could see it being profitable. I see it firsthand, because, like I said, being friends with Jess and Jeremiah, you see where they are and where they've come from. And I would love to be a full-time YouTuber in that same aspect, but also I I want to show more of my life, because like I said, I wanted that to be my YouTube. Whenever I first started, was like showing life, showing what we're doing, and that's why I like hunting and fishing, and I add those to my videos and stuff here and there, and I want to show more of it. So, excuse me. Um, so I see myself being more along the lines of like the Arms Family Homestead. If you've ever watched them, they're pretty cool to watch. They do a lot of different stuff, but I do also love homesteading and doing ours. Oh, say Mojo, hey, bring back the tours. Yeah. Y'all can agree if y'all want to start pitching in. PayPal is in my description if you want to start pitching some gas money. I had to put it on hold. I'm telling you that like driving places was was difficult, but I do want to do some more. I've already told a couple people that had come out to them. I need to go out to um Megan Height. Hold on, sorry. I gotta figure out. Yeah, I don't know. I just got off topic. I don't know, but yes, I do want to do the tours again, because they were cool. I enjoyed going out to different people's places. I actually found this, like, of course, I do. I don't know. I've mentioned it in one of my videos where like about me is I do like to drink beer. So I did find a place in Greenville. There's like a brewery where the guy makes pizzas, but he grows all of his ingredients. So I'd love to do a tour out there and stuff. And my buddy Matt Hazelwood, he also has a farm, and I want to do a tour at his place too. So yeah, no, I agree. Let's do it. Let's start them back up. But if y'all want to help me out, that'd be great. I'm not one of those people, but yeah, gas is out there. So let me catch up. Wow, you're doing great. Our 12-year-old daughter. Okay. How do you feel about meet and greets? I love meet and greets. We're actually going to be at a man. I don't know about meet and greet. I don't know if I have enough people that will show up. I guess this is kind of one of those things that this live is really showing like who really who enjoys me and wants to see me, right? So yeah, meet and greet be cool. I'm actually going to be at the Farm Where You Live event this October 15th and 16th, and it's in Fountain Inn, South Carolina. So I'll be up there. So I don't know how to do a link on this thing yet, but I have other links in my regular videos. You can click it and get tickets. And yeah, no, I would love to do meet and greets. It's so cool. I like meeting people. I'm a people person. I enjoy talking. I met some pretty cool people at work the other day. They just came in getting some minnows, and then we got to talking about like why they were using them and stuff. And it was really for their ducks. And then we're talking about quail, and they just live up the road from us too. So it's really cool to be able to meet people. So yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, no, I agree. I agree, Stella. I don't like whenever I did like if I did do meet and greets, I don't know if that's what you're talking about or if you're talking about my tours. When I did the tours, I had a form people could fill out that way I can kind of vet them and see like how I felt about the situation, kind of look them up. But also if you're talking about like the meet and greets, yeah, I wouldn't do like wait, or are you calling me sketchy? Huh? um, but yeah, it would be in places like little events, like especially like the Farm Where You Live events. So, um, yeah, like you say, home and gardens. I am too. That's Rochelle. Rochelle. Did I say it right? Don't yell at me. All right, so we caught up a little bit. Let's go back to Instagram. This one, Stella, you I actually commented back and I said that's a great answer. It says, "Do y'all go to church? I'm having a hard time balancing all the stuff we need to get done on the weekends and still making church a priority." So, no, I do not go to church. I am a Christian, though. We are a Christian. I do believe in Yahweh, and and so I've always I believe in being around people that make you better. Now, church is a great place, but it can be kind of saturated with politics sometimes. And that's great if that's how you want to do stuff. Me, I feel closer to God on my homestead and in the woods. There's nothing more absolutely breathtaking than being in a deer stand over a pond or just being in a deer stand in the woods and watching the creation, watching what he created wake up. And it's like so quiet, and then you start hearing the squirrels move. You start seeing life. And to me, that brings me so much closer to him, and it gives me time as well too to reflect and talk to him and all pray. It's good to meditate and stuff like that. And I do also believe in reading his word. So having a church per se, not so much, but um, I do still meet up with people. I went again out to Roots and Refuge and was getting milk, and ended up talking with them and Papa T next door for a nice little Bible chat. So uh, yeah, to answer that one, that's my answer. So that was a good question. I enjoy it. Yeah, Stella. No, I definitely wouldn't bring people to my house unless I had like once I do my LLC and stuff. I would like to do something where like classes like the chicken butchering classes or even like if there's people interested in learning how to skin a deer and stuff. I mean, if I could find something quick enough, like if but shoot one and then like you can show up. I don't know. I definitely do. I thought about doing like a Patreon account type of thing where I could show stuff like that on it, just to kind of help with building and doing things like that. But yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't. It's not a. I have a gate, and even when people buy eggs from me, I have them stop at the gate and I bring the eggs out to them. So yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. It was just funny. I don't know. Yeah, that's right, Steady. You can listen to church on YouTube and stuff like that. I love listening to Granger Smith's podcast. He's pretty good too, and I like to listen to podcasts. I love having that stuff going on while I'm doing things, and so I like to listen to all that. I just said that. I don't know. Legacy Home Garden. How am I enjoying my new job? I absolutely love it. Except for the fact that I get discounts and it's hard to keep my paycheck in my pocket. Chastity, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. No, I do. I absolutely love it. It's great. It has been a great change because I am no longer extremely useless whenever I'm on night shift because I don't do night shift anymore. That was a big thing. It was a mental. It was mentally draining and hard to try to do stuff, and I just was not a good person on night shift. And so yeah, it's well worth the change. It's definitely a learning experience because I did have to take a little bit of a pay cut, and so but we're doing what we got to do. We'll figure it out, and we'll keep moving forward. You know, that's one of the themes on this homestead too. Is we're gonna figure it out, and we're gonna keep moving forward. So, all right, cool. So, next question. Oh, talking about deer stuff. That was a question. You have a lot of deer on the property. So, when it comes to the flavor, I love the fact that you said. Still, I love the fact that you said gamey flavor. Um, it's funny when people say that because the gaminess just tastes different than what you think meat usually tastes like. It like you even have like a type of gaminess when it comes to like your own birds and things. It just tastes different because it's raised different and natural and better. But to combat that, what I do, and I'm planning on talking about this in a future video because, like I said, last night I did just get my first deer of the season, and so I'll be doing some processing probably this week, but a lot of things going on. The gaminess. What I do is when I harvest the deer and I skin them, I quarter them up and I put them in a cooler of ice, and I keep ice on them for about a week, and it drains. And actually, because you said I was going to look up that word that it's in meat. People think that the red stuff that comes out of the meat is blood, and it's not. That's not because there's no veins that go through the actual meat itself. It's something else. It's called something else. If somebody can look it up and put it on there, then you'll know it. But it's that's what gives that flavor, and a lot of that fat too from the deer. That's what gives it that different flavor. So I made a mistake one time. I had killed a deer, and it had a lot of fat on it. So I kept the fat and mixed it in with my ground, and it just gave it that weird taste. So what I do that, when I put them in a cooler and leave them on ice, that changes that flavor as well. But also whenever I'm doing like my ground meat and sausage, I'll add either beef or pork fat to it, and that changes that flavor as well. Cindy Vogel, I'm in Connecticut. Nice. We have Kuni pigs. I have 2 that are ready to be harvested. No. Yeah, that's it. She's looking for somebody that she wants homesteader friends that could help with harvesting her Kuni pigs. Yeah, I wanted to do ours here on the farm, but I didn't have the equipment. So I took them to a place which turned out really well because I paid $200 for 200 pounds of meat, and it was awesome. That is true, Crystal. That it tastes different upstate. So that's also because of like you first off in like Michigan and stuff like that, they're eating a lot of that corn, a lot of those crops that are like GMO raised. And so that also adds to how big they are up there, which is why it's fun to go hunt them. But yeah, it definitely tastes different wherever you go, and depending on what they're eating and stuff too. Like you can around here in my area, it's mainly like corn that we feed them. Like we put out corn and then acorns and like other browse and stuff like that. Like I was saying, like the pigs, yeah. Want to do them on ours. I got to work on our skin rack, make it more sturdy so that we can raise a 200, 300 pound hog up and dip them and skin them and stuff like that. Because we did a class. We went to a class that Recent Refuge was holding with Hand Hewn Farms, which was an absolute blast to learn and do. And so I definitely want to do it myself because I love the butchering process. If I could have, we've got a little shed now if I could have my own like processing room and building, where I could have like a walk-in freezer or walk-in fridge and stuff, man, that would be that would be my life. I'd love it. I'd love to. I would. I want to take butchering classes so I can learn how to do different cuts. I like watching the bearded butchers on YouTube. Those guys are freaking awesome. There's nothing like watching those knives like just cut through like butter. It's an experience. And so I'd love to be able to one day when we move and stuff like that, have cow and be able to do all my own stuff. Not to do it all the time, but I'd like to have it in my pocket. So if I need to do it, a lot of times, one of the biggest things recently was like people couldn't get into the butchers. So it's nice to know how to do it yourself. Cindy. No, Cindy, I don't know anyone in the Connecticut area. Best thing to do is YouTube. I mean, there's definitely people that could help out and show and stuff like that to find people in your area. Because right now, you're the only person in Connecticut I know. So nice to meet you. Oh yeah, cool. That's Steady said her husband's from Thailand, makes amazing deer jerky. Yeah, I want to. We make jerky as well. My dad mainly does it, and he does like little slivers and dries them. Want to start grinding it and get a jerky gun. It's a little bit easier to chew, and you can do like more flavors in it that way. So I'm working on getting more processing equipment and doing it that way. So Jenna, welcome from Seneca. Thanks for congratulating me on the live. All right, so let's go to another one. If you were shopping for a new homestead property, what would you look for? Oh wow, that's a hard question. Um, because when I look at properties and stuff, I try to look into. I think about it in a way of like if things hit the fan, how what am I gonna do? Like what do I need? And so I would love my perfect property would be a property with a view of the sunset. Chastity says that. View of the sunset. Yes, absolutely. But no. What's the name? Oh, I would want a spring head on it, like on my property, so that no one could ever cut that spring head off. That way, I can have my own running water to be able to either create a pond, do hydro. I'd also like a good area where I could do solar, like all the things. I want something where I could do all the things. I want to be able to raise animals, but also be like off grid if I needed to be. Which I honestly I would like to be because I feel like being off grid and like solar stuff is becoming a lot more easy to obtain and learn how to do and set up. So yeah, that's it. And enough property too to where we can put our house like smack dab in the middle of it, so that I know that if you're driving down my driveway, you are supposed to be driving down my driveway. Hollow Acre said I could call around to different meat markets and see if they want it. Funny story I have, and no, they won't let you. I know it's sad. Well, I guess maybe I just called the wrong ones. I called like ones like who have like storefront stuff. Maybe I need to find those like backyard butchers and be like, yeah, man, I should go to where I took my pigs and ask him if I could help. But it also takes time. I need the time together. So yeah. But that answers the property question. What are a few animals that you don't have on your farm that you would like to get someday? Well, of course, I'd like to get a cow. I did say that because I want all of them. I want all the animals. I want a big enough piece of property with a pond on it so I can have my ducks. I like the ducks, but like when they're in a small space, it's not so fun. They're loud and dirty and poop in your garage. And so I'd like a big enough property where I can have all the good stuff, like the ducks and eat some goosens, turkeys. I just whatever I can eat. Honestly, like I don't turkey hunt because it's a lot of work, and I can get lazy, and so I'd like to raise my own turkey so I can eat them. But yeah, so cows, turkeys, more ducks, sheep. Yeah, probably would sheep. I don't know, maybe not sheep. Definitely the pigs again. We're gonna do pigs again on this property. Um, I don't know. That's probably it. Probably nothing too crazy. Oh, sorry. We definitely have to have horses. That's Chastity's dream. So definitely horses. Um, yeah. Well, where's your meat market at? Because I want to know. Hello Acre says her local meat market let her go in and cut some meat and learn. So shoot me a message or write on here and let me know where that meat market is. I'll go out there if it's not too far. Life's abundant journey. Glad I could catch your live. Love your content. Thanks. Appreciate it. I'm glad you could catch it too. I'm probably gonna do a different time next time because, like I said at the beginning, like 5 o'clock is a little early. It's like dinner time, and so probably do a little bit later, make it easier, make it more relaxing. Just loosey goosey chilly. Yeah, Muscovy ducks are quiet when they quack. Huh. Oh, looking at those. They do poop in the garage though. See, that's maybe I should just we need a garage door. Actually, I'd like to have a house. I like those houses at the beach, where they're up on stilts. Like I know that's a lot of like stairs, but maybe if I could have a elevator, that'd be cool. I don't know. I feel like being up in the trees would be fun. I have a tree house where I could be up in the trees, and then we have a good sunset view. Life's abundant journey. Yes, we did. I did a video. I think I did a video where the eggs that we had some eggs and we hatched one in the incubator. And now we got that one is running around with two other of his friends that were hatched underneath the chicken itself. So yes, we did, and that was awesome. Zoe loved it. I had to put it. It was in the house still, and I was like, oh, I could get some more eggs right now because I got the white chicken that we got from Wes. She started laying eggs, and she was out there with Thor. I did just move Thor. That video's coming out here soon. The night raid video. So I wanted to do some, but I was like, I gotta chill out because I don't have any space until they start going. If I could have the pond behind my house, or at least like land up to the pond behind my house, it's my great uncle's property. That would be awesome because it's far enough away where I could put like a duck house, and that way I could have the ducks down there. The problem was we tried to take our ducks recently that we had to that pond, and they just weren't having it. They just came back. I put them in the water. They've splashed around and had a good time for a minute, but then they just like left. They like left the pond. They followed us back up to the house. So then we, So then we took them somewhere else. There's some friends down the road, not friends. There's some people down the road who have a bunch of ducks, and we wanted to take them there, but they didn't want them. I was like, dang it, that stinks. Stella wants to know, what are you changing about your garden next year? Planting anything new? Anything you're not planting again? Next year I definitely won't plant any cucumbers because I have enough pickles probably to feed an army for about 6 years. But they're delicious. Changing the garden, yeah, I'm actually going to be doing right now. I'm working on changing up my rows and how I'm taking out the black plastic, and I'm not going to use wood chips on my rows, my walking rows, because they're not broken down enough to where they're allowing air pockets in them, so the grass is growing in those air pockets. So I'm just going to leave grass in there. So I might just space out the rows a little bit bigger. As to growing anything different, no, probably not. I've got my starts for my cabbage and my cabbage, my Brussels and my collards right now, and then I'll plant my basil seeds. And then if I walk across like a start at a store or something like that, I might I might grab it. You just never know. But other than that, that's my fall garden. And then what I have planned for next year is I have no plan yet. If you know anything about me yet, it is I am not a planner. I try to plan, and then the plan goes away. Was it 3 steps of make the plan, execute plan, expect the plan to fall off the rails, throw away the plan, right? So that's my philosophy. I try to make a plan, and then it doesn't work out, or I just change the plan. So yeah. Any ideas on how to get kids more interested in homesteading stuff? We lived at the beach for 3 years, and my oldest, 6 and 8, are total beach bums. I just signed them up for Boy Scouts. So far, it's pretty boring. Well, yeah. I was a Boy Scout. I enjoyed it back in the day. It changed, so I don't know really too much about it. But honestly, I don't know how to get kids more interested in homesteading, because like Zoe enjoys the animals, but she's also very tech savvy, so she spends a lot of time like on her iPad talking to her cousins and playing games and stuff. And but then she does still come outside and like do help me with chores and things like that. So Wade, he has like this, he loves it. He absolutely loves it. He is the one that like sometimes he'll like make me get up. Like when we did his garden, when we planted his carrots, um, like he bothered me for like 3 days. He's like, "We're gonna get soil. We're gonna get soil," and so we got soil. And then he's like, "Can we plant them? Can we water them?" And he's like all over it. So he loves it. He loves being outside. He's definitely a little boy. I mean, he just was just out here making mud pies and building stuff with the mud clay that he makes, and he loves holding the animals and playing with animals. Um, the dude's not scared of anything. Like he was out there with Thor whenever Thor was being crazy, and he's still out there like chasing him and playing. So yeah, it's just really they just got to make their own decision. They have to make their own decision. Sounds weird when you try to enunciate it. Decision. Um, so honestly, it's like if they're not into it, I wouldn't try to force them into it. But doing it like you doing it and being happy with it, I'm sure that'll change. Yeah, Chessie says involve them and take the teaching opportunities that come. That's true, because again, Zoe likes to be on her iPad and stuff, but last night when I got the deer, she was all over it. Like she wanted to help, she wanted to do it. So she loves whenever we have the harvest and harvesting it and eating it. Like when I was growing tomatoes, she was out there just picking tomatoes and popping them in her mouth. So yeah, it's you just gotta let them choose. That's probably one like parenting advice I might actually have that's worth anything is like you can't force them to do anything, because they're gonna fight for it. And I mean, there's times you gotta fight, like when you gotta clean the room, they need to clean the room and stuff like that. But then there's like things you just don't won't have to fight them for. Like we let Zoe decide if she wanted to play ball this year or any year, honestly. And she came to us. She's like, "Hey, I want to do softball." So we're like, "Yeah, all right, cool, we'll do it." But if we do it, if you start it, you're gonna finish it. So we definitely make them stick to what it is they want to do. So that way they don't just quit. They still have to learn to keep going. So yeah, that's all the questions on the Instagram. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about? Oh, I think I broke my finger. This is my middle finger. I'm not gonna hold it, but this one here. Um, Last night I went after I put the meat in the cooler. I went to go put ice in the cooler, and I was putting it in the back of my truck, and I slammed my gate of my truck on my finger between the cooler and the gate, the tailgate itself, and that it hurt. It hurt, yeah. And the reason I feel like it's broken is because I brushed it up against my pants, just like barely brushed it, and I was like about to cry because it hurt. Yeah, so that was not fun. No, any any uh any updates for you other than I'm gonna, if you didn't hear about the farm where you live event, I'm gonna go ahead and say it again. The Farm Where You Live event is in Fountain Inn, South Carolina. I'll be there. Joel Salatin will be there. Pork Rind will be there. Billy from Perma Pastures, I think that's what it's called. He'll be there. A bunch of great people will be there. But mainly I'll be there. So you'll get to see me this time. I wasn't at the last one, but I'll be at this one. And so come see me if you want to. But just so you know, I'm pretty much me on and off camera. So I'm a little crazy. But yeah, come see me. Like I said, we talked about meet and greets, and I'd like to meet people who want to meet me and see me take pictures. I like pictures. Give me one more question before we end it. Somebody. What? Oh God, Stella. Which day am I speaking? I think it's Saturday. I asked. Hold on. I think I got the thing right here. I'm pretty sure it's Saturday. Yeah. Oh, Sunday, not Saturday. My bad. It's Saturday and Sunday. So I'm speaking the second day. Sunday. I'll be speaking Sunday. Well, thank you, Steady, for saying that. That was very nice. If you don't know what I'm speaking about the envy on the homestead. I've been working on having like talking points. I want to kind of talk from the hip on it, but I definitely been taking notes and trying to like have different points to hit. But because it changes. I mean, I could wake up and feel envious at that moment, and that helps me. Or I could wake up and be like, "No, I'm good. Like, I'm just living life, doing the thing, which I am, but I am still envious." Just so you know, the talk is not about like me being like, "Hey, you shouldn't," or it is kind of, but I'm not saying that I don't. That's the talking point, is the fact that I as well have envy and wish that I could. I wish my channel was booming right now, but I am actually very happy with this live. I was extremely nervous, guys. I was like, what if no one, like, what if shows up? And I was like, I mean, but then again, I was like, what if it's just one person? Well, I'll still talk to that one person. But right now we're at 19. We're at 90. The most people at one point was 22 people. So thank you. Yes, growing to live. I'm gonna look you up, and I'm gonna be there for your first live. So you gotta do it. It's there. It's in the air now. You gotta do it. Yep. I did it. I don't know if I'm gonna try to do weekly ones. Oh, 29 people. What? We just hit 29 people. Okay, man, I kind of want to keep going. Y'all gotta talk to me. Yeah, that's the biggest point, Stella, is the fact that like being friends with him. I told Jeremiah the other day, I said, I don't think you understand how hard it is to be friends with you. That's not because he's I mean, it's nothing on him. It's just like you go out there and you're like, dang, like, man, I want to do this. But one thing I did do, Stella, is I went all the way back to their very first videos and watched them. I mean, from the beginning. And so, Patrick, man, I was wondering when you're gonna pop up, man, and you said you're gonna set an alarm. So I'm glad you made it. Oh, South Louisiana. I'm not Goo Guidros. I don't know. I screwed that up. Then Urban Homestead, South Louisiana, awesome. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. Oh crap. What was I saying? I just lost it. I think we were talking about envy and stuff. Am I saving this? Oh God, is there a way? I thought it saves by itself. Oh man. See, I'm learning. I don't know.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, I am. Is it the internet? Am I breaking up? Okay. Well, I'm breaking up. Oh yeah, I was talking about going back to the beginning of their videos to see where they started, and they're very similar to me. So okay. I don't know, internet's kind of weird on the porch. I got I have the Roku plugged up sometimes on the TV, and it takes forever for it to work. But no, life's abundant journey. My wife stepped out here and said that I was breaking up on her phone too. So a couple people said it, but I don't know if this saves by itself. So I hope so, but that's one thing we're going to figure it out. Hello, I've been watching my president in Ohio. You didn't miss it. You're here. You good? It's all good. My heart cries. Thanks for showing up. That's all that matters. You showed up, even if it's just for a little bit. You're here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and end it. I really appreciate everybody showing up and support me. It really means a lot. And next time I do one, I think I was going to say it too. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do weekly or not, but we'll see. This has been fun. I definitely need more things to talk about. So we'll see. But I'm going to end it here because I still need to eat. So we'll definitely be at a later time. But I greatly appreciate y'all, and I'll catch you in the next one.